What's up, guys? Welcome back to the VAR Check Podcast, the podcast where football's biggest debates go under
Biggest
the.
gates.
Oh boy, it's been a couple weeks. I mean, last week we didn't get to make an episode. We had El Clásico. We live streamed the whole thing, and unfortunately for this week, as good as this episode is still going to be. Michel cannot make it due to being screwed by his job where he's currently working and them not letting him go. And Ricky, who just finished with his dental ortho residency interviews, has gone out to get some drinks with his friends. What can you say? Can you deny the guy of some glory? Fortunately for you guys, we are joined by the hot man for the past 2 weeks, the guy in the middle. And if you don't know where that's coming from, oh, you need to go check out that live stream and the highlights. Amir, the guy in
What's
the
up, dude?
middle, how are you feeling today?
Doing great, brother. Just another episode of VAR Check Podcast. What else can you want from life?
What,
So
what else could you want from a Monday? Here we start to get some comments coming
I
in. Adam CR7, hey guys, what's up? Let's see here. Yeah, that's right. VAR Check Podcast is better than getting drinks with the boys because this is like getting drinks with the boys. You know, you don't need the alcohol. You just need to hang out here. Can I join the podcast too? I know we've talked about it. It's still in the works. We're going to get there. Let's see. Amir crested good content. No need for the hate from him. Disappointed from the comments. Yeah.
what can you do, brother? It's the internet. It just happens.
Oh, Amir, you were buried 6 feet under in those comments. For those of you guys that haven't checked it out, I suggest that you go do so. But let's go ahead and dive into the summary of topics for tonight. We have a lot to talk about yet again. Of course, Amir and I are going to do some conversating about El Clásico and the aftermath. What has happened since El Clásico. There's a lot of controversy with Vini, with Xabi Alonso, with Lamine Yamal. We're going to talk about it all, and most importantly, want to hear about your thoughts on all these topics down in the comments. Then we're gonna segue to Matchday 11, which happened this past weekend. Madrid against Valencia, Barça played against Elche. How they went, things that happened there. Before we move on to the Champions League, talk about all the big games that are happening this week. Obviously, Madrid and Barca's games, and then finish off with updating the power rankings as we normally do. So a lot of good talking points for today. But Amir, I'm gonna put you straight into the hot seat, Mr. Guy in the middle.
Hit me.
What happened? What happened with Barca, man? What happened?
So, yeah. It was a hectic game for Barca. Madrid played really well. We saw it. They were super dominant the first, I would say, 25 minutes of the game, like extremely dominant. Like Barca had nothing. And they did they did well. There was the controversial PK that I got attacked on. That I still would argue
You
it.
still want to talk about that? Do you still think it wasn't a penalty?
Okay, so my logic behind it not being a penalty is that if that were to happen in any other game, we probably wouldn't talk about it as much because technically a foul didn't happen directly on Vini on that. Should Yamal's foot have been there? No. Was it a penalty? No. But I mean, yeah, the game was definitely in the favor of Madrid. Great game from them. They played well. I don't like Vini. I don't think many Barca fans like Vini. We already know that. But I think the likes of Valverde, the likes of even Mbappe. And I thought Mbappe had a good game. One thing that De Jong said in the press conference after the game that I really like was that I don't think I agree that yeah, Lamine shouldn't have said anything before the game, especially at the age that he is. It's a lack of maturity that he goes and says something before El Clasico like that. But I understand it. He's a great player. He's hot-headed. Okay. But I expected more from someone like Carvajal, who's like the captain of Madrid and like a compatriot of Lamine Yamal. Like, so there's that part of the
Are you
controversy.
following along in the Young's comments saying that Carvajal should have just gone to him in private, pulled him off to the
Right.
side, and had a little
Yeah, yeah,
conversation rather than doing it in the front?
yeah,
But if you look at the video, like when this whole thing is happening, Lamine Yamal is the one that goes and says something to him, and then Carvajal responds with the whole like, stop talking, and then
yeah.
that sparked the whole thing.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's what I was saying. Like, it was the lack of maturity from Lamine to do that to begin with.
That's
But
the big of
I
it.
just yeah, I mean, he could have. I think Carvajal could have like handled it better. And then on Vini and Xabi Alonso, props to Xabi Alonso. I thought it was brilliant from him. He just like stood there and didn't react to Vini just acting like a child. So, um, and just let him kind of go off, and then he came back, and then Lunin
Wait,
also like brought him back.
sorry to cut you off. Before we go to the whole Vini and Xabi Alonso stuff, I want to talk a little bit more about the whole Lamine Yamal drama that has been going on since El Clásico,
Yeah.
because I'm going to give you the other side of the coin. I actually think it's great that Lamine Yamal is acting this way. Why?
Okay.
Because this is making everything so much more interesting. I feel like this is what El Clásico was missing. Someone that is willing to go out there and say, I don't care. I mean, I am confident. Yes, you can call him overconfident. He has a big ego, whatever. But he's going out there and sparking a fire for both sides, right? For both sides. Madrid obviously heard of all this stuff that he said before, and came out a little stronger to the Clásico. But likewise, I would like to think that all the Barça players want to go out there and back him up and support him and help push him. And in the meantime, for all the fans, all the audience watching around the world, it makes the Clásico this much more exciting. And it just, I feel like this Clásico was one of the most heated ones that we've seen for years, since Pepe was there, since Sergio Ramos, since Piqué, all the greats that we grew up watching.
Yeah.
Lamine Yamal is almost like, with those comments, he's putting it back on the map. Now, I don't know to what point, and you can give me your thoughts. I don't know to what point this whole thing was constructed by the media. It's almost like, Lamine Yamal went to the Kings League, all that stuff, and they did bait him into saying a lot of this. So I almost feel like the Spanish media like conspired to put Lamine Yamal in the hot seat by asking him these hot questions, because they knew they were trying to fabricate this thing. And even afterwards, it almost feels like this whole thing is fabricated. Do we know for a fact? No, probably not. But it makes me a little bit excited to see this heat in El Clásico once again. I feel like we were lacking it.
No, for sure. I mean, it's exciting for us, but I guess the point that I'm coming from is that I don't know. I expected more from like I guess the experienced player on both sides, and then just Barca in general. Like, I'm not saying they've never been involved in in drama. We've had our fair share of drama over the years for sure. But I guess I'm just like more used to like players like Iniesta and like I was gonna say Busquets, but he had his moments of of downfall. Yeah, Iniesta, Xavi, or like Samuel Eto'o, like they had like moments of like getting angry, but or even Messi, like he really didn't get that involved in these things, and I think it's just gonna hinder Yamal's development because mentally he's gonna be distracted by saying these things rather than actually focusing on what matters.
That's fair.
So that's my cold take on it. If for us, yeah, it's great. It's exciting. And I want to see that like content of like Pepe being angry, Sergio Ramos being angry, and then Barca being angry because it's great. It's great game. I mean, that was probably one of the best El Clásicos we watched. It didn't go in the favor of Barca, but
But it was
super
exciting.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. And before we start reading some of the comments here that are coming in, by the way, guys, keep putting in your comments. We're gonna get to them here in a second. To what extent do you think all of this, all of this Lamine drama affected his gameplay compared to, was it more
Last year.
because of the pressure, or was it more because there is potentially a lagging injury, or a little bit of both, obviously?
I would say a third factor also. I feel like he was missing the experience and like the support from like people like Rafinha and Lewandowski to kind of
Sure.
support him in the front. There was one. The second part was all of this drama kind of like also distracted him, and like he was just, and then I think the injury is still lingering, to be honest. And I think fatigue too. Like he has if you look at him, like even during Elche game at the beginning of the game versus like the middle, like obviously you get fatigue throughout the game, but he just looks a little bit more than just fatigue from the game itself, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I would say
it's something that Ricky and I talked about if you guys have already watched the Elche versus Barça video that we put out yesterday. It's something that Ricky and I talked about. Lamine Yamal is still definitely far from his best form, and the injury that he's been dragging on, that was actually the same exact. Funny how some things are just the same, but the same exact injury that Messi dragged on for seasons,
long time
whenever he was like in his prime and stuff. So just another parallel between Lamine Yamal and Messi. Let me actually read some of these comments. Let's see. Ika got said, yeah, but the media always baits players. It's just Lamine simply didn't want to be PR trained that day. Sure. It's your team is supposed to train the player, PR train the players before they go into any sort of interview or social media event. And I mean, Lamine Yamal, hey, he dropped controversial topics just like the guy in the middle, huh? Let's see. Hakeem, trash talk should be more allowed in football like it's allowed in the NBA. I can admit sometimes the fans are acting too soft, but if you talk, you have to back it up. If you don't, we can laugh. I mean, it's like in the UFC, right? They literally go head to head. They talk all this shit. They get in each other's face just to spark it up. And I think that's ultimately the point of pre-match conferences and then the post-game interviews, all to try to bait the player into messing up and saying a little something, so that way the media can boost it up. And then given that it's Lamine Yamal, Barca's current best player,
boom,
and with a player with so much potential, they're gonna want to explode this. So I think a lot of this has been. That's what I'm saying. It's been fabricated. Yes, did Lamine Yamal maybe mess up? Is he gonna learn from his consequences? I think that's what matters the most. Which route Lamine Yamal is going to take from here on? Because I think he definitely saw the backlash that all of his words came with. So now I'm curious to see if he's going to learn from it.
Especially because I feel like he couldn't support it during the game. Like I feel like this was probably his worst El Clásico that I've seen, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
like compared to his previous ones. Yeah,
I think so for sure. Hakeem said, to be honest, I think the reason Madrid players were so mad is because Lamine said they rob and they complain. That's what they do, while his own club is in an ongoing case. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously extremely controversial to just go out and say Madrid robs when obviously Barca's going through that stuff too. But
which, I mean, he never said that directly. Like indirectly, could he have meant it? Sure, but he never.
Okay, said that's literally what De Jong said.
Yeah,
you're just quoting De Jong now.
I'm wearing his jersey, that's why.
Oh my god. The type of injury that Lamine has, and now Franco sterile. Yeah, because Franco Mastantuono apparently has the same thing now. It's like it's COVID or some shit. It's terrible because certain players like Akan Verratti couldn't recover and pretty much made them washed. And I mean, both of them are 18 years old. So I think it might be a little too early in their career for them to be lagging on with some stuff. It's too early to tell how much it'll affect them, but definitely something that we'll want to keep an eye on. Adams here said, may I ask you something, please? And I think you said earlier it's not related. I mean, go ahead and ask it. And
put it in the comment.
We'll go from there. Let's see. And then the final comment we have here from Kylian Mendy. Yamal is already feeling himself disrespecting staff by throwing jackets on the floor and everything he needs to do to be humble. Yeah, I mean, Lamine Yamal, I think he has definitely gone a little too far. It started this summer and it's progressed a little bit. I think if he's smart, if his team is smart, they're going to
bring
talk
him back
to him and try to bring him back down to earth, because otherwise it's not going to be good for Lamine. But let's segue away from Lamine, because now I want to hear Amir a little more. I know we've already reacted to this as it happened when Xabi Alonso subbed out Vini in the middle of a Clásico. A game in which Vini was, I mean, I don't know if arguably man of the match. I don't know if he actually was man of the match, but he was playing really well. He was the one taking players on and just being a nightmare for Barça. He didn't have a yellow card or anything. And obviously we saw what happened after Xabi Alonso take him out. Do you think it was a mistake from Xabi Alonso to have taken him out?
I think tactically it might have been a mistake, but I think it was a disciplinary substitution. It wasn't necessarily like he wasn't trying to he was trying to reinforce a message for Vini more than anything, which we kind of talked about.
Which
and
is
I mean,
what
you saw
message?
how it's just that like the team doesn't evolve around you, or revolve, not evolve. And kind of like to set a point of like Mbappe being like more like important for him. But then I don't know, like, well, I guess we're gonna get to what I'm gonna say later, so I'm not gonna say it right now. But do I think it was a good tactical decision? No, because he was playing brilliantly.
There's been a lot of controversy that this whole substitution drama is really just linked to the fact that he's not renewing his contract. That it's more almost like orders coming from Florentino Perez and stuff to ice him out a little bit. If he's having a really good game, if he's having good performances, we need to bring him back down a little, so that way his leverage for his contract negotiation leverages don't go up so much, and he ends up renewing without being able to ask for more money. I don't know. It's tough to tell. It's tough to tell, but it sucks from Vini's perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I would be angry. I don't know if I would react the same way, but if I was playing as well as he was during that game and I was taken out, I would be angry.
Because personally, it wasn't a game where Vini was being like overly toxic or anything. He wasn't yelling with the refs. He wasn't like really getting in fights with any of the Barca players. He was just playing a solid game. And I mean, he took him out with 20 minutes left in a game that was, still close, 2-1.
Yeah.
And Vini can change your game at any point, especially when you're subbing in who you subbed in for him, which was Rodrigo, another player that's literally coming in with so much with so much criticism after him wanting to leave, not being able to leave. I mean, it's just a weird situation for sure.
Okay.
But it's sparked. I guess let me see real quick what you guys have said in the comments. Adam07, I'll get to your comment in a little bit so we can stay on topic. Let's see here. It's definitely
also thank you for the comments. They're rolling in. I'm having a hard time to keep up with them.
I know. I'm trying to keep up too, and I'm sorry if I missed a couple. If I miss a couple ones, just put it back in so that way I can see it again. It's definitely a tactical decision to sub Vini because Vini was getting tired. I thought Rodrigo did fine with the job. I mean, maybe Vini was getting tired. I mean, I'm sure every player is tired by minute 70, but Vini was cooking. I mean, you saw his reaction. He was like, what do you mean you're taking me out? Like, he was feeling hot, and he was feeling like it was the time to do some damage. So killed his momentum a little bit. Let's see. If you watch the game, the reason Xabi took him out is because Vini stopped pressing later on in the game. There were many moments he was just walking around in the second half. Clásico.
You might be right. I don't remember.
Could be right. I surely do think it was. I surely hope it was just a tactical thing and not something related with the whole contract situation. But to segue from that, within that same topic, but to segue to the next thing, Lamine Yamal.
You just love talking about him.
Vini went on to publish his little apology on social media and failed to talk about literally address Xabi Alonso. He addressed the president, he addressed the team, he addressed the fans, but did not address Xabi Alonso. And this only built up with the reports that were coming out in certain news websites saying that if Xabi continues, then Vini's done. He's gonna want to leave. So just overall putting more fire to the fact that the relationship between Vini and Xabi Alonso is pretty disrupted. What were your thoughts on that apology thing and not addressing him? Do you think that's justified? What were your thoughts?
I don't think it's ever justified, especially like I think I have a lot of respect as a Barca fan for Xabi Alonso. He has, and as someone who really likes Spain, like in general, like Spanish football and the Spanish national team. Somebody with that amount of with that amount of like a legendary status for Madrid, and he's your coach. It's almost like if somebody was disrespecting like Xabi for Barca. That's how it feels like. Like as a Madrid fan, if I was a Madrid fan, I would not be happy to see that he didn't apologize to Xabi in a public post, because apparently he did it in private. I don't know that. Once again, somebody mentioned it in the comment.
Yeah.
I'm glad he apologized. I think that's great. I think that's great that he's doing that to the fans, because it was at Bernabeu and it was still the coach's decision. You got to listen to it. So, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see over the next few weeks how that continues. But I saw a comment on here. Yeah.
And I guess he
agree.
did get the start. Oh yeah, there you go. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, he apologized to Xavi, gave him the start against Valencia, and he goes on to miss a penalty. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Was he supposed to take that penalty, by the way? I know we're gonna get to
Well, the whole thing is, Mbappe had already taken a penalty and made it, and Vini was the one that won the penalty. So I think between them, Mbappe was like, "Go ahead and take it," and obviously he goes on to miss it, and building even more fire between the whole Xabi Alonso thing, because then he goes into the press conference saying, Xabi Alonso saying, like, as I've always said, the number one penalty taker is Kylian Mbappe. So, like, they really need to figure this out. They need to figure it out, because this is not the first time that Kylian Mbappe, being a nice guy, gives it to him. If it was me, if I was the coach, I'd literally say, unless we're up by 3 goals, you do not get to give away your penalty. Like, we need to secure it. Right? Look at that. Look at that.
Facts. Beautiful.
But let's talking a little bit more. Madrid went on to beat Valencia 4-0. Let me actually switch the little topic here. They go on to beat Valencia 4-0 in arguably one of the best games for them this season.
I was gonna say they played extremely well. So I mean, even like Jude coming back like to like this like new form of his, like, so
exactly. And I mean, that's after like the Atletico Madrid game when he first came back from injury. He started, and all we did was honestly bash on Jude Bellingham for his performance. Yeah. But he ultimately, we did say he's barely coming back from injury, and he still has a lot to improve and find his best form. So I'm happy to feel like I actually see him trending up. But overall, like the whole team has just been playing better. The game against Barça, I think all Madridistas were happy, and I think against Valencia, we're all happy. Xabi Alonso, when he started at Madrid, his main thing was, I want the fans to be proud of the way we play. And I mean, I think he's getting close to it. I don't know if you have any other thoughts about that.
Yeah, I think he found his like system with like I don't know if you're
for once he's making sense, because before he made no sense.
We were talking about this, how like where to use Jude, Arda Güler, and then like Chouameni, like where to put them. And I think he finally found that like positioning that's kind of working. And then it's actually like it's kind of scary to watch as a Barca fan, because I'm like, okay, if they come out like this again, like it's gonna be a harsh game against Barca once again, because there is pace, there is cohesiveness, and then there is a lot of momentum on the team. Like, I mean, Carreras, like that one goal, my God.
Oh, dude, that shot was crazy.
The fact that he took that shot, it just shows like how much confidence is like exuberating inside the team. So
yeah. Some people in the comments for that video were actually like, we were talking about who the best signing was for Madrid this season, and it was pretty unanimous that Carreras was taking it so far. I don't know if you'll agree. I think Huijsen is the other runner-up for it.
I was about to say Huijsen as a sec. I really like the guy I mean, he elbowed Kubarsi, but we don't talk about that.
Oh my God. Yeah, Huijsen, I think they've strengthened the defense so much. And you can clearly see the comparison from this Madrid compared to last season. I mean, last season we were just taking in all the freaking goals. It was just an open freaking road for anyone to attack us. And now, I mean, look at this clean sheet here. Barça could only score 1 goal given all their injuries, whatever. But just overall, we're conceding a lot less, and so it's good to see for the team to see them trending up. We'll get to the Liverpool game, but it's a big test to continue testing the Madrid and seeing where they're at. So before we transition over to Barça and talk a little bit about their game, Amir, what do you think about Endrick? Do you think he needs to go? If you were Endrick, would you want to leave?
Yeah, because
if you were Madrid, would you want to loan him out?
I would loan him out because he needs to play. Players develop from playing, not from just being on the bench for a big team. Would I sell him completely like you guys did at Odegaard? No, but you also had Modric and Kroos and so many players.
Odegaard got loaned out like multiple times until he came back to the team and he just still wasn't playing enough. At that point, we're like, all right, you're not coming back.
We're done. Yeah. I think Endrick is gonna come back to Madrid, but I would, if I was him and I was Florentino Perez, I would send him out and have him develop. And I mean, especially Lyon is a great team. I think he's gonna do well in League One, and hopefully he gets a lot of playing time. But I would let him go out.
I think Madrid's main concern is they've tried this experiment with a few people, with Vini. Yeah. With Rodrigo, both players that came in weren't getting a whole lot of playing time. They had to wait for their chance. I mean, Arda Güler is another example. This is ultimately Endrick's second season, right?
Yeah.
He has to be patient. With that being said, the person that's in front of him is none other than arguably the best player in the world, Kylian Mbappe. Yeah. And Endrick has not shown that he can play in any other positions, right wing, left wing, anything else. So it really limits him in terms of how much he's going to play. But I think Madrid's main hesitation is from the example where they did decide to loan someone out, which was Reinier Jesus. Which do you know who that is?
Nope. No idea.
No, because that's what happened. He came to Madrid. He was there for about a season and a half. Wasn't getting a lot of playing time. They loaned him out, and he disappeared.
Disappeared into the darkness.
He literally into oblivion. I mean, he started playing a little bit more. He got loaned out to Dortmund. Then he got loaned out to he just started getting pushed around in La Liga teams. I'm not saying this was going to happen to Endrick, but I think that's where Madrid has some hesitations as far as loaning him out. Ultimately, Endrick wants to go to the World Cup, and in the path that he's currently at, he's not going to make it to the World Cup. I feel like even if he gets loaned out, he's not going to go to the World Cup unless he somehow starts killing it. And honestly, I don't think Lyon is a team where you're going to kill it to the point where you'll make it to the World Cup. I'd be pushing to go to a better team, but I don't know if there's other better teams that are available that need him to come in. So
they would need his number 9 position. Like, where would he go? Like, it's like there's not want to come to Barca, want to play. He's back.
No, Barca might need him. Let's see what he has. Loaning out Endrick is a win-win situation for all parts. I do think ultimately he needs to be loaned out. Yeah. He's not going to get playing time, and he's got to play. We got to see at least how he does in a different team. Why not? Lyon has a decent shot at winning Europa League this season. They have a great midfield and good defense. They like a 9 though. There you go. So, the other one was Marseille that they were talking about, which I don't think he should go to Marseille. Otherwise, Michel might
lose his goddamn mind. I mean, if I was him, I would probably try to go to Premier League over League One. But it's just me. I don't know. I think the thing is,
it's tricky.
Where would he go? Like Nottingham Forest? Like it's like.
So anyways, moving on from Madrid and Endrick and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Barça has their game against Elche. Let me just start off with what were your thoughts on this game?
We started well. We started playing really well. It was you could
actually feel like y'all started off terrible, but got lucky and scored those 2 goals against the run of play within 2 minutes.
Well, I just felt like they were at least like hungry enough to go after the ball, and specifically Fermin. Like it wasn't lethargic. Like it wasn't like it was like they weren't having their like a calamity and just being sad throughout the game. Like
like they did against Madrid when Madrid. Put on
the
the
first
a little injection, just sedated Barça
the
into
first 20
oblivion.
minutes we're just getting rummaged with like nonsense against Madrid, but yeah, I mean Elche did get unlucky and like he literally fell. Like the second goal, if he hadn't fallen on that receive, Barca wouldn't have scored on it. But
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I was frustrated because I'm watching the game and I'm like, damn, like Elche is playing really good, and the fact that Barca is weak with injuries, this could be the game to take some points. Another game to take points away from Barca.
yeah,
And then those mistakes happened, and I feel like they killed Elche. Even then, Elche found a way to get back, but it just wasn't enough, which was a shame. Let's see here. Let's see Bella. This one helps. But being so
Real Madrid
popular behind the
FC.
league leaders. Oh, thanks for reminding us who the league leaders are. Of course, only the one and only, the one and only. Underlines there's little margin for error if Barcelona want to challenge at the top. Little margin of error, which is we'll talk about it here in a second about Barca's margin of error and who their next 5 opponents are. Elche got unlucky to only score once. Yeah, I mean, I think that they hit the crossbar, they hit the post. Once again, Barca struggling with that damn high line. Once again, Araujo getting highlighted
Cooked.
into,
Just cooked.
in the goal that they did score.
Yeah.
Elche had more possession in the game. I guess I forgot to see that final stat, but I mean, at this point, wouldn't surprise me. But one of the main reasons why Barca may have played a little more poor, still won, but maybe didn't play their best. Pedri, who is not just suspended for this game, but is out for a month and a half after El Clásico due to injury. I mean, how does this affect Barca? Who do you think needs to replace him? If you're Fleek, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm devastated. He's probably my favorite. Not probably. He is my favorite player of Barca currently. It was Frankie de Jong before like Pedri started to rise, and now it's Pedri. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be detrimental. It's gonna be detrimental because he was like the orchestrator for the team. Like he was defending, he was making passes, he had those like assists that like you didn't expect throughout the game. Who's gonna step up for him?
Is it Casado's time finally to come back?
I think it might be Casado's time and Marc Bernal maybe.
I just feel like he's not getting the minutes. I mean, maybe this opens up a space for him to actually start playing.
The depth of the team may be showing now, like to see. Oh, there you go. Yeah, thank you, Bella. Way to go. Yeah. So like we might have to start using like Draw or like Marc Bernal or who else do we have over there that can play that role? Nobody really.
That's about it. That's about it. That's the thing. I mean, Casado and Bernal are gonna have to step up. Period.
Yeah,
because I don't think anyone else.
Fermin is gonna get burnt out if he's gonna play the way he's playing, like as the cam. Like, thankfully, Olmo and Lewandowski are coming back slowly but surely. Yeah. But he's gonna his absence is gonna be missed even more than Rafinha's absence and Lewandowski's absence was missed. So.
Well, here we have a comment about how Barca is going to struggle against Chelsea, and this allows me to segue into the fact that Barca and Madrid's schedule in the next 5 games of La Liga is such. Barca is going to play against Celta Vigo away, then go up against Bilbao at home, afterwards Alaves away, and then they have Atletico Madrid at home and Betis away. I mean, that's Bilbao, Atletico, and Betis, who are normally within the top 6, 7 of La Liga. And I guess for Barca's luck, Lewandowski's back, almost back. But not having Pedri in these big games could be detrimental, especially when, and here's Madrid's next 5 games. Rayo Vallecano, who in my opinion is the toughest one. Elche played pretty good against Barca, so could be tricky. Girona, I think they're last place in La Liga.
They're destroyed.
Not having a great season. And then another tough one, Bilbao. Now, the thing for Madrid is all of these games are away. Madrid hasn't, for the next 7 games, all of them are away for Madrid, which I don't know how the frick La Liga allows
How did that happen, actually?
I don't know, but it's bullshit. How the fuck is Madrid going to play 7 games? I mean, 2 of them are Champions League, but how does it align that they have 7 away games? They don't play in the Bernabeu again until late December. It's unbelievable to me. But anyways, that was my rant for
y'all
Madrid.
might draw points during some of those games.
I mean, I see it difficult for them to win out, even though the teams are not the toughest. It's going to be tough. I mean, I think Bilbao is a high risk for a draw. Rayo, those games are never easy for Madrid in Rayo's stadium.
Well, Rayo always comes out like they play like garbage against like Getafe or Alaves or anything. Against Barca and Madrid and Atletico, it's like, good lord, dude, like a whole different team comes out. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised to see them do really well against Madrid. One last thing about the Elche game before we go to La Liga schedule. Rashford, I think it's great to see him score. I don't care how he scores. The fact that he's scoring is incredible. He has scored or assisted, I think, consecutively in like 10 games. It's like every game, somehow he finds something. Lucky, but yeah.
Sorry. La Liga is the problem.
La Liga is the issue. This
La
is
Liga
our main whole issue. Podcast.
La Liga schedule is awful as usual.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can see Celta doing something next weekend. That would be against Barça. We'll see. Celta Vigo's never an easy game. Madrid, we haven't won in Vallecas, Rayo Vallecano since 2022. That's three years. Rayo away is the hardest for Madrid by far.
Rayo is hard. Rayo is difficult to play against.
And sorry, I don't want to cut you off on Rashford, but you're right. Rashford played a pretty good game, and I honestly feel like he was man of the match against Elche. Maybe not necessarily for his exact like performance or plays,
goal,
but just how active he was. You know, he showed that his main goal determination was being active, asking for the ball, trying to take people on, whether it worked or not every time, maybe not. But I think the goal in the end was deserved for him. But somehow Barça fans are going to say Javier Tebas likes Madrid. Yeah, that's always the consensus, right?
I don't think Javier Tebas likes either of them, to be honest.
I mean, dude, he talks so much shit about Madrid. It's just actually getting frustrating. Oh my god, Matt, hold on, give me 1 second.
Not sure what happened, guys.
His laptop is about to die. My Mac is gonna die. This is a.
Oh, if it dies, I'll be here. So just hurry up. All right, let me see. I'm gonna respond to some of the comments. Barca's depth is cheap. Kylian Mendy said that. Yeah, we don't have that greatest of a depth.
We're back.
Okay,
we're back.
Never mind. Sorry, guys. One comment only. I was just responding to comments.
Oh my god, that was a close call. My Mac, I forgot. I always plug it in, and I was at 5%. This whole stream could have gone down just like that. This could have been the end of the stream. Crisis
averted by Jeff Carey.
It is, dude. My heart dropped. I was like, "This is it, guys. Goodbye. This is episode 7 of the VAR Check Podcast. It was a good one.
I thought you were about to get murdered the way you ran away. We're like, hold on. I was like, all right, we'll be back, guys.
Yes, correct. Okay. Sorry. Wow, that was an actual Halloween scare right there. What were you at, Madrid, Amir?
I don't remember.
Okay, so we talked about the La Liga schedule. I think yes, Madrid, because of the fact that they have so many away games coming up, they have a high risk of dropping some points. But once again, Barça, in my opinion, has the tougher schedule of the two, with some of those Bilbao, Atletico Madrid, and Real Betis, and all of those injuries that they have. So I don't know. It'll be an interesting one. But anyways,
go ahead. They have a tendency of shining in times of hardship every now and then. Like last year, there was also a time that we had a lot of injuries and we did pretty well. So I'm hoping that's what will happen. So.
We'll see. But with that being said, I think it's time to Not match day 3. I think it's time to move on to the Champions League.
Okay.
We've talked enough about La Liga, and I don't want to get heated anymore about Tebas, about the damn schedule, about the damn referee. I mean, at least today we haven't really talked about the referees. Let's take that as a win. At least this weekend did not come with a lot of refereeing controversy. So let's take that as a win. For the Champions League Matchday 4, I think Madrid highlights one of the biggest games of the match day, and there is one that I think is bigger that we'll get to in a little bit. But Real Madrid versus Liverpool. I mean, this is a Liverpool that has been. Whenever we started the podcast, we had Liverpool, I think, second place in the power rankings. They went on.
They were high.
This summer they spent about 500 million euros in Verts, Isaac, Ekitike, a couple others, and have gone on to lose 6 out of their last 8 games. Just last weekend, they were behind Manchester United in the Premier League. Verts is still being destroyed left weekend in, weekend out, about not getting any goals, any assists, all this stuff. Isaac, who they once again paid, what was it, 150 million for him?
120, I think. Something absurd.
Crazy, something crazy.
Yeah, I mean, above 100 is insane.
He still I think he scored 1 goal for Liverpool. They obviously lost Trent, and Trent's barely even played for Madrid because of his injuries, and Carvajal also having getting good performance. So I want to start hearing from you guys down in the comments. With all those things being said about Liverpool, what your score predictions are. Amir, how do you see this game playing out?
I think historically Madrid has won more games than Liverpool on a head-to-head matchup. Their current form is, they're coming from winning El Clásico, beating the living hell out of Valencia, and going to Champions League. I think they've won every match, right? All 3 matches. Yeah. So three like 9 points, doing great. I think they're gonna beat the hell out of Liverpool. I think it's gonna be 4-1 or 3-1 for Madrid.
4-1 or 3-1 for Madrid.
Yeah.
Wow. I still haven't seen. Let's see. Liverpool are pretty much what he was last season. LOL. A little bit when we brought in Mbappe, but
I think I at least have more respect for Madrid to wait for Mbappe to not be 200 million euros to buy him, whereas Alexander Isak 120 million, really? He's a great player, but that's so overpriced. That's so overinflated.
It's insane to pay that much for him. I do think I do like him too, but it's insane, and I think the price tag is actually weighing in on him this season because of his performances.
He's gonna be like a Coutinho, kind of similar pattern as he was with Barca.
Could be. Let's see, 3-1 Madrid easily. Liverpool can handle any press. LOL, make sure Gravenberch and Skull is uncomfortable. And then here we have 3-2 for Madrid. So I think the general consensus is that Madrid should be winning. I don't know if I'm so confident about it. Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
The stats and Liverpool's form show that Madrid need to be winning. But I also, when it comes to these big games, and I think Xabi Alonso said in the press conference, this is almost a European Clásico. Madrid, Liverpool, they've played in 2 Champions League finals in the past 5-ish years, 6 years. 2 teams that have been up there. Liverpool playing at home. They're not just gonna roll over and let Madrid walk all over them.
It is Anfield after all.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, I just said it is Anfield after all, so it's hard to
they're playing at Anfield. Ultimately, Liverpool doesn't have that many injuries. I just think I don't want Madrid to be blinded, and I don't want us to be blinded by the fact that we're coming in really good form. Liverpool is not, therefore it's going to be an easy win, because it's not. Honestly, I'd be more shocked if we win by 2 goals than if we tie this game. I really think that this game might end up 1-1 or 2-2.
Okay.
We'll see. I think everyone is unanimous. 2-1 or 3-1 for Madrid. Let's see. 2-5, Madrid, we run it back 2023. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, that game was amazing. I think that Vini got 2 goals that game.
I think
Sack
that was
Xabi on the
prime
spot if we
Vini.
don't win. What's up?
That was prime Vini. That game, like
That's
the
when he started
2023.
reaching
Yeah.
prime. You know, that's when he really. That was when they ended up winning the. No, that was his second Champions League. I'm blanking out right now, but that's when Vini started reaching prime. Xabi got cooked last season at Anfield by Slot 4-0. We'll see. That's an interesting thing to bring up. Liverpool had a good performance against Villa. Salah scoring again. Yeah, I mean Salah's definitely been downtrending this season, but it's always good to get a goal before big game. So we'll see. Just watch them turn into prime Brazil against Madrid. That's what I'm saying. Like I just see something like this potentially happening. Madrid might come in too cocky, and ultimately it's Liverpool. It's who we had as number 2 in our power rankings based off their performances from last season and their signings. They have a solid squad, and we can't overlook that too easily.
For sure.
We've been doing bad this past month.
Yeah, but the main thing is like actually y'all can mention this in the comments also. Where do you think they're gonna exploit Madrid from? The flanks, they don't have the pace to beat the flanks of Madrid. The midfield, I think y'all's midfield will destroy their midfield any day. And then they try to play high line, they're gonna get destroyed by Vini and Mbappe. Like there's not that many places that they can it would have to be super direct attacks like the first goal that Barca scored in El Clásico. That was just a mistake and we grabbed it and we scored and that was it.
I think Liverpool's best chance of trying to get some points out of this game is to play a perfect defensive game. Make sure that Van Dijk is on spot. Make sure they have a low defensive block. They're staying compact because this Liverpool compared to previous Liverpools, the main difference I see is that they've lost a lot of their pace up top.
Yeah.
They used to have Mane a while ago who was a demon. Menace, yeah. Salah is obviously now 2, 3, 4 years older, so he's not near the same speed that he used to once have. And then they went on to lose Luis Diaz, who was he their best player? Yeah, I mean definitely not. But Luis Diaz is, I don't know if killing it is the right term at Bayern, but doing really, really good, scoring day in day out. And that was a lot of their offensive firepower. And then instead, the guys that they brought in, Ekitike and Isak, are not performing like they would have hoped. They lost Darwin Nunez, who I never thought was great, but just overall, they made potentially good signings that have just not played well.
Paid off, yeah.
And we're still waiting to see what Wirtz can do. Hopefully he doesn't wake up against Madrid and against Xabi Alonso. But hey, if anyone knows Xabi Alonso's tactics and can help out in that dressing room, it's Florian Wirtz. So we'll see.
Not in his current form.
Yeah, maybe not his current form. Let's see what the final comments here are saying about this game before we transition over to Barça and against Club Brugge. The 5-2 game was season Barça won La Liga with Xabi, and the season was where we got destroyed 4-0. Okay, so that one, for some reason, I was like, wait, no, we did not end up winning it, but that's when Vini just started playing well, really well. Carreras can easily pocket Salah. If we lose this game, it will be mistakes from Madrid. Yeah, I mean, we have the power to self-destruct, I think, if we end up losing. I think Liverpool hope to get a draw. Honestly, I don't see them attacking a lot. I see them just playing counterattacks. They have to. Like I said, they have to play a perfect defensive game. They cannot go out there and I think high presses. Otherwise, Vini and Mbappe will probably cook them on the wings. Losing Luis Diaz was a big mistake. As a PSG fan, I'm scared of facing. Okay, well, we're getting there. There's the game right there. Floating Uzi Vert. Jesus. We have to remember that they lost a friend team in the summer. Okay, well, yes. I mean, obviously, the whole Diogo Jota RIP is, I'm sure, has played a certain role in potentially their performance this season. But the other game is for Barcelona, as we have to cover them, is Club Brugge.
You're like, unfortunately, we have to talk about them.
We can't just talk about them in this game. Maybe not the most exciting games. I think a must win, but Amir, what do you have to say about Club Brugge?
I mean, their home form is okay, but against Barca, I'm hoping they're gonna just get smacked. I just want one of those games from last season that we scored like 6 goals in the first half. And
isn't that what happened last game against Olympiacos? Y'all won 6-0.
Yeah, I want more of it. I'd like it. Yeah, and I mean, they're coming out losing to Bayern 4-0, and their scoring rate is like meh. they're not doing well. And so there's like two people on their team. I would say Christos Zolis is like probably their main attacking like threat that I know of. I don't really know anybody else on the team, to be honest with you. Like I'm just like I looked at the squad, I'm like, I don't know anybody. So
So
they're
it's got
probably
to be a Barça win by 3+ goals.
I would say at least 4, but yeah.
So anything below that is an L for Barça.
Yeah, jail
Club with a 1-0 win. We pray.
Yeah,
that would be crazy.
Playing the high line, Araujo is gonna mess it up, and then they're gonna score, and we can never score. We're gonna attack for 90 minutes and lose. So
yeah, they lost a lot of players in the summer. I think last season in the Champions League they actually made it to the playoffs, and they may have, I forget who they lost to, but I think they actually played a good round. So anyways, yeah, I'm sure they ended up losing a lot of their good players, and now they're cooked. Okay, they have Jutla. I thought they had Jutla, ex-Barça.
Yeah,
I forgot about it. I thought they had him, but I forgot for a second.
Yeah, we really need Joan Garcia to come back. Like, I love Chesney, but
someone put that in the comments earlier.
We really need him to come back.
Or the chain smoker. You're not happy with the chain smoker anymore?
No, I mean, I love Chesney. I think, but like even he himself, he was like, I do big things in big games when they don't matter. Like, I'm like, yeah, you're right.
What a quote! What a quote! Do big things in big games. Oh man. So with that being said, Jugo plays for Celta now. All right, whatever. So they did end up losing a lot of their players. Let's transition to the other big games that are happening in match day 4 for this match day in Champions League. The first one being the biggest one,
PSG versus Bayern. Is that what we're going?
PSG versus Bayern. I mean, this is literally, and I'm gonna bring up our power rankings real quick. It's our first versus our third in our power rankings, which we're going to modify in a little bit. Our first versus our third in our power rankings, and currently in the Champions League table, first versus second place. I mean, they're playing in Paris. What do you think?
Lots of pace in that game to watch. Lots of attacking power on both ends.
Crazy.
I think PSG have the upper hand. Not because of anything in specific. I just think their current form in general is, I mean, Bayern is having a phenomenal season, but I just think PSG is in better form, just based on my very humble opinion.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like Bayern just broke the record for the most wins to start a season that AC Milan had held with 13 wins. Now Bayern's at 14 wins, no ties, no losses. I mean, in the Champions League, they're one of the teams that still have not dropped a single point. I saw the comment here. If Bayern beat PSG, they're now the number one team in the world. Maybe a tricky decision because ultimately PSG is still the reigning Champions League winners. But at the same time, PSG has gotten a lot of their players back. And the only one missing, I believe, is Doué now. And you guys, seismically, you're a PSG fan. Who else? Let's see right here. I honestly think Bayern is better than PSG at the moment. 75% of our squad was injured until very recently, so our form is not great. Dembele not fit, Ruiz is not fit, Neves just came back, Doué out. That's probably the best preview for this game for PSG that you're going to get here. Which I think could play a role. The only thing that I have to say for PSG is the fact they're playing at home, which is never going to be easy. But ultimately, I guess after hearing all this stuff, Amir, who do you think is going to win it?
I'm going to give the lead to PSG like 2-1. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a really close game. And then Aika, you asked, when is Joan Garcia coming back? He's coming. I think he's going to start training next week with the team. He was supposed to come back this week, but something happened. I don't know what exactly.
Yeah, I saw a little something about that too. So my prediction for the PSG Bayern game, I actually think I think Bayern's going to take it, and if they don't, it ends up in a draw.
Okay.
I don't see PSG winning it.
What is the score that you're going for?
I mean, a close one, 2-1, a 2-1
okay.
for this one.
So yeah, we just picked the same.
1 or 1-1.
Yeah, two sides of the same coin.
So we'll see what ends up happening there. The other big game in this match day, one of your beloved teams, Amir.
Yeah, Dortmund. I think City are the favorite for this game.
They have to. I mean,
yeah, their squad is insane. Once again,
Haaland has hit a form,
dude.
That's I don't even know how many goals he has at this point.
I hope I see him in Barca one day, because having him as a number 9 would be phenomenal to just score goals from the air.
He's a monster. He's a monster.
Crazy. He is insane.
I think right now top 3 players in the season: Mbappe, Haaland, and Kane. Right there. I don't know if it not in any specific order, but those are my top 3. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I would say probably, dude, Kane has, I don't know how to rank them. They're all having a
crazy season.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dortmund are awful in big games. Honestly, Haaland hat-trick. Shoot, I got them in my fantasy team, which this is your reminder. If you haven't updated your fantasy teams, don't forget.
I haven't done it in the past 2 games, so I need to do it.
No wonder you're still last.
Yeah.
The Turkey-Haaland connection will be amazing in the coming years. We'll see. I mean, yeah, I think City needs to be winning this game, especially the fact that they're at home. Like, it's got to be a shoe-in. Oh man, the next one I have here. Michel, what has happened to your Marseille team? They won this past weekend, 1-0, barely.
By the grace of God.
By the grace of God. But in the 3 games before that, LL draw.
LL draw.
Your Marseille is going down. I mean, last week against Sporting, we said if Marseille, and we're going to get to the power rankings, if Marseille wants to have a shot at getting into that top 10, they 100% have to be beating Sporting. Lost 2-1. I don't know what it is with Marseille. They keep getting red cards. That keeps affecting them. And unfortunately for Marseille, Michel, their savior is not here to protect them. So we just get to bash on them at this point. Let's see here. To be honest, Marseille was dominating Sporting, but they almost do stupid shit like getting a red card for diving. Yeah, I saw the highlights. The red card was stupid, but deserved. The guy, that player just freaking fell. Is getting cooked.
That's what he gets for missing the damn podcast.
Hey, that's right. He should have quit his job. This is the biggest job right here. Atalanta are cheeks. Oh, look, Atalanta are not having the best season, but Atalanta's not a bad team. I mean, they've had really good campaigns in the past, and by no means is it going to be an easy game. Marseille's at home. I mean, look, if Michel even wants to have a shot at trying to get them in the top 10, just a shot, they have to beat them. If Marseille doesn't win against Atalanta, the moment Michel brings up Marseille, I'm kicking him off the freaking show. Michel, you're not here to defend yourself, boy. So Atalanta needs to show up. Marseille needs to show up. Let's see. Okay, look, Seismically is out here defending you, bro. This is your only supporter today, I think. Marseille also has like 7 injured players, so most of them being starters.
Well, he's a PSG fan, so he watches the Ligue 1.
He knows games, Ligue 1, so I'll take your word for it. I don't keep up with Ligue 1 like that. And the final. So I guess, Amir, what are your final your thoughts on this game?
I hope Atalanta wins, just so we can kick Marseille off the top 10. That's the only thing I have. I mean, I don't know. I like Atalanta. They've been competing in the Champions League like consistently, so I think they're a decent team, but I really don't know which way it could go. I would probably give the edge to Marseille, 1-0 maybe. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Marseille. I think it ends up in a draw. Ends up in a draw. Marseille
0-0.
does not win it yet again. 1-1 draw. 2-2 draw. There you go.
Okay, 2-2 draw.
All right, the final highlighted game for the match day for the Champions League, a good old Premier League versus La Liga battle in a pretty even one, honestly. I feel like Newcastle and Bilbao are both in the same
Similar form,
in the same position in the table in the Premier League and in La Liga respectively. The thing is, I feel like Bilbao's been so inconsistent this season. Nico Williams is not the Nico Williams from previous seasons. He's been kind of dealing with injuries.
I'm so happy we didn't buy him as a Barca fan, because if he was going to be injured right now, I would be so pissed if we paid like 70 million euros for him. But yeah,
I don't know. It's tricky. And on the other hand, I feel like Newcastle's actually been playing pretty decent. They played a good game against Barça, and then since then they've done well in the Champions League. I think right now Newcastle is ahead of Barça in the Champions League with the same points. And you can fact check me, but
yeah,
I think
let me see
points, but they have better goal difference.
So yeah, Newcastle is actually 8th, Barca is 9th, Liverpool is 10th.
Bilbao's 10th?
No, Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way.
Bilbao is 21st.
Yeah, 21st. I mean, and plus Newcastle's playing at home, and I think Kylian Mendy said it right here. Sadly, Bilbao are getting cooked at St. James Park. Yep, I think so too. Nico Williams, the same injury as Franco Mastantuono, which means isn't it the same thing as Lamine Yamal?
Lamine Yamal,
yeah. Newcastle lost to fucking West Ham. I mean, I'm gonna take that off before our show gets shut down real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I think Newcastle has the edge, and obviously, as a La Liga fan, I want Bilbao to do better and to win. Unfortunately, I don't think Bilbao will.
Yeah, they're just super inconsistent. So
yeah. All right, let's finish off. Moving away from the Champions League, the most fun section, in my opinion, of the whole VAR Check podcast, the power ranking, our top 10. This is where we left it 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, because there was no podcast last Monday, unfortunately. So there's a lot to catch up. Let's start off with Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool, yes, they won last weekend, but the weekend before they lost against Aston Villa. Once again, they've lost 6 out of 8 games this past month.
Cooked.
And on the other hand, the people that are behind them, let's see. Atletico won this weekend 3-0 against Sevilla. Sevilla who beat Barça 4-1. So,
yep.
Not a bad team this season. Griezmann scored. Julian Alvarez scored. Julian Alvarez. Part of me wants to push Liverpool back to 8th position, and if Michel was here, he'd be arguing against it.
Yeah.
But actually, before we make a Liverpool modification, I'll make this one here. Let's see if you notice what it was.
No more Marseille.
I'm kicking out Marseille since Michel is not here to protect his baby boy Marseille. Let's see. I want to hear from you guys. Would y'all push back Liverpool? Let's see here. Liverpool should drop massively. Atleti have been good outside the Arsenal. Yeah, okay, yeah. Arsenal absolutely demolished Atletico. But I agree. Atletico's been solid aside from the Arsenal game. Maybe
Arsenal is having a great season. Arsenal is having an incredible season.
Arsenal,
sorry to interrupt you, but yeah.
No, you're good. Arsenal's killing it. Currently first place in the Premier League. This past weekend, they won 2-0 against Burnley. The previous weekend, they beat Crystal Palace 1-0. Crystal Palace has been having a pretty good season, eliminating Liverpool from the Carabao Cup. So, Arsenal killing it. Is it enough to put them ahead of PSG? I don't know. No. I actually, as much as Arsenal's killing it, I actually want to put Bayern as second, given that they've just beat the record of the best start ever to a season. I think that deserves to have them at least second place.
Okay.
Not taking anything away from Arsenal, but I think just Bayern deserves a little recognition there. So I'm going to put Bayern as second, Arsenal push them back to third. And and this sets up that PSG Bayern for who's going to be first place, and we'll change that up next week if Bayern ends up beating them.
Yeah.
I think Madrid beating Barça in the Clásico solidifies, and especially with the way they're playing, with a 4-0 win against Valencia, solidifies their spot as number 4. Barça, look, I want to drop them behind City.
I was gonna suggest that actually. I think City has been having a better form the past 5 games than Barca.
Liverpool, with the way Haaland is playing.
Yeah.
So Barca.
It hurts my soul to say that, but they are having a better season.
So here we go. Man City is now the 5th. Barca is 6th. Look, I want to put Atletico 7th, but part of me also says we can hold off and see how at least Liverpool performs against Real Madrid. Obviously, if Liverpool lose against Madrid by more than 2 goals, Liverpool's going back to 8th, if not 9th spot. Let's see what some of the comments are saying here.
Yeah,
let's see. Man City above Barça. There we go. Your wish is your command. We've already answered that one. Arsenal would demolish anyone. I mean, they demolished Atletico, but I don't know if they would demolish Bayern or PSG. Maybe not either Madrid right now. Not demolish. I think they could potentially beat Madrid, which is ultimately why I have them ahead. But I don't know about demolishing them. Barca should drop. PSG, Arsenal, Bayern clear top 3 right now. There you go. Bayern even moved up. Arsenal haven't conceded at all in October. That's a pretty good stat right there. I do like that one. Like I said, I did not move Arsenal back out of second. I just think Bayern just deserved to be second. I don't agree PSG being first. They're a little tricky in League One. They shouldn't have been. He makes a point. I think I'm just holding off to see.
I want to see the head-to-head
game. Yeah, the head-to-head, exactly, before we make a full-on decision about them. If you do it on results, and Liverpool needs to go lower, but I think Liverpool would beat every team lower than them on the list if they played. And that's the thing. We obviously are keeping in mind the results, but also just their hierarchy, where they started in the rankings when we started the podcast. Liverpool was second place. And yes, I do think if Liverpool were to play against Inter Milan, against Chelsea, against Atletico, I do think they could still beat them, which is why I hesitate on moving them further back. To be determined. On matchday 5, Arsenal versus Bayern. I mean, Bayern having to play against PSG and Arsenal.
That sucks, crazy.
Dude. It's kind of crazy. City lost last week, though. You're right. City did lose 1-0 to Aston Villa a weekend ago, but so did Barca. I think they're right there. Could Barca go back up and City go back down? Sure. Let's wait to see what happens. They would demolish us easily, and I think by us, I don't know if you mean Madrid. I could see Arsenal.
Maybe PSG that demolish us easily for Kylian Mendy.
I'm not sure. He's gonna have to clarify. Oh, but he's in Madrid. Arsenal would demolish Madrid. I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be a close game. Kind of like last season they did demolish us, but this season Madrid is much better. So that's my thoughts on
Their
that.
defense is incredible. Like, I agree with you. I really like Arsenal, especially with the way like Arteta is playing them. Odegaard, Zubimendi, like they're having a good season. So I agree. We just want to see the match, like the head-to-head matches, before we make a decision again. Like just moving everyone all around.
Exactly. And I think that's one point where Amir and I really do see eye to eye on how Arsenal are doing this season.
It is so good.
Crazy how Liverpool actually beat Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, it was, I think, match day 2 of the Premier League. It was a 1-0 win for Liverpool. Tough game, I guess, for Arsenal. But
that was their only loss this season. So
yeah. And ultimately, that's why Liverpool is still 7th in my rankings. You know, they have done a couple. It's not like it's just been a shit season all around. They have done a few significant things. They already destroyed us last season. They're even better this season. Look, I mean, seeing an Arsenal Madrid revenge game in the next round of the Champions League would be sick, personally. Even as a Chelsea fan, the fact you don't have Arsenal as number 1 is crazy. I mean, I think we're respecting PSG for being the current Champions League winners They have not lost any huge games. Yes, they've lost a couple League One games. They also have 1,000 injuries. Look, could we have Arsenal and Bayern ahead of PSG? Maybe. I think just generally agreeing that all of those three teams are up there right now is a general consensus. We're waiting to see some more key games, such as this PSG Bayern, and then later on the Bayern against Arsenal to really make those final decisions there. They barely can see shots now. I don't want to play Arsenal at all. It would be a good game. Imagine Madrid Arsenal in the final. It would be crazy.
Yeah, I would love to see that game actually. Even better Barça Arsenal. That would be even better. So
yeah. Ultimately, let's see. Going back, Chelsea. They beat Spurs this weekend. The previous weekend, they lost 2-1 to Sunderland, which is why I'm not really moving them too much from that 10th position. I still, they're still barely in there. Inter Milan lost to Napoli actually 3-1. So, but then they won this weekend. So they're also kind of teeter-tottering, similar to Atletico. I think Liverpool, Atletico, Inter Milan, and Chelsea are all kind of like in this little limbo of where are they? And Barca's just dead in the middle of like, here I am. And then there's Madrid through PSG that are just kind of in that top area.
Yeah.
I think this is where I would leave it. I mean, I don't know if you do any other changes.
I'm gonna you may disagree with this and you don't have to do it. I'm gonna play the bad cop and be like, put Arsenal first for the fans, just to give them something to have fun with. But up to you.
I kind of want to. I
would just put it, and I mean we can't change it.
They are like first place in the Premier League, the best league. But look, here's what I'm gonna do. Because PSG has been having a lot of injuries, not doing great in Ligue 1. I mean, they've lost already games there. I'm going to put them third.
This guy's like, I want Bayern first.
I think Bayern, after breaking the record for the best start in the season, deserve to go first. There's no Michel, there's no Ricky to argue with us about it. So that's what we're going for.
I'll tell you what, I think I would put Madrid above PSG based on their current form.
Oh my God. Okay, no. That's all the movements we're doing today.
But
that's all the movements we're doing for today. If PSG keep tying or losing and Madrid keep doing well, then maybe we'll push them up. But for now, I think that's where we're gonna call it. Okay. I move Arsenal to first or second.
They're like,
and then you guys
move it down now.
That Arsenal should not. I can never win with you guys anymore. What's going on here?
I honestly.
Oh my God, Loki Villarreal deserves a shout. Hey, they were ahead of Barça going into Barca's, before Barca's game this weekend. So there's a shout out for Villarreal.
Yeah, I think they're ahead of Atletico actually. So
they are. They're third place in La Liga.
Yeah.
They are, but they lost to Madrid like 3-1 or something. I don't even know. Okay, guys, this is the episode 7. Me and Amir has been officially the longest episode of the VAR Check Podcast. Episode 7, the longest one. I also feel like this is one where we had
the most engagement.
Huge engagement from you guys. So huge shout out to every single one of you guys. Kylian Mendy, Aikagar, Hakim. You guys have been super active.
Jeff Carey for laughing at my guy in the middle joke. I appreciate you at the beginning. I don't know if you're still here with us.
There you go. Shout out to Seismically for providing some League On analysis. That was very helpful. So just overall, you guys are all the viewers of the episode. Jeff Carey, there he is. Great job, you guys. Appreciate it. Sad that we couldn't have Michel or Ricky here, but obviously expect to have them back next week. Huge games coming up in the Champions League. We're gonna be excited to cover them tomorrow. Liverpool against Madrid. Wednesday, Barça against Bruges that you can expect in the channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button. All 13 of you guys currently watching, please, if you haven't hit the like button, make sure you do so. When I finish this podcast, this stream, I better see at least 13 likes in there. Amir, any final thoughts before we end it?
No. Have a great week, guys. Thank you for joining us. We had a lot of fun chatting with you guys. So,
peace out.
Have a great night.